What kind of ministry do you participate in? The truth is, the average person attending church on Sunday isn't involved in ministry. Now, this could be due to the fact that we haven't built ministries around the skills, spiritual gifts, and preferences of people in our congregation. Do you know there are over 300,000 Protestant churches in America with 56 million people attending each week? Can you imagine if every one of them knew what their spiritual gifts were and were given an opportunity to minister with them? What if we tapped into all the skills, passion, knowledge, influence, and resources of these 56 million people? We literally could change the world. Hello, I'm Ron Ovitt, Executive Director of Empower Ministry. Now, you took your spiritual gifts survey, and we've talked about how to begin to use your spiritual gifts. Today we are discussing the many wonderful opportunities that there are to serve Christ and what your preference might be. The truth is, churches need volunteers. However, much of the church ministry falls under the 80-20 rule. You know, 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. Why is this? I believe it's because many of the ministry opportunities do not appeal to the majority of people. As a result, much of the work that is done in the church is the result of emotional obligation. Now, emotional obligation is where you feel emotionally obliged to volunteer for ministry. This could be the result of peer pressure from leaders and other volunteers, a desperate need, or plain guilt over not volunteering. Now, there will always be a need for volunteers, and sometimes we just need to step up. But what if things were different? What if we could break out of the grip of that 80-20 rule? What if there were ministries where you could use your spiritual gifts the way God intended you to? What if you had a choice? What if there were no limits, no financial constraints, no constrictions? What kind of ministry would you be involved in? When considering a ministry, there are other factors that need to be considered besides emotional obligation. Let's look at some of them. The first is your passion. What are you passionate about? When you think of ministry, what excites you? What needs in the world around you moves you emotionally? What if you could be involved in things like mercy ministry, in the feeding of the needy, or helping the homeless, or being involved in disaster relief? Perhaps counseling or mentoring or social work appeals to you. And then there's music ministry. And some that are very exciting would fall under economic or community development. What if the church got involved in that? You could be involved in these and many other ministry opportunities if you pursued them. Now, when you consider ministry preferences, ask yourself, what kind of ministry am I passionate about? Besides passion, what skills could you use in your ministry? God has given you skills and abilities. Which one could be used in serving God? Do you have administration skills? Perhaps you're good with computers. Are you good at marketing? Maybe you're a great manager. Perhaps you enjoy sports. Are you good in construction? The truth is that there is so much opportunity to minister with the skills you already have. So when you're considering preferences, ask yourself, besides what am I passionate about, where can I use my skills? And then there's mission drive. You have passion, you have skills, and then you have a drive to do things in a certain way. It's a certain approach that you take when you help in a situation. It's the way you see issues and how best to work with them. A change agent sees what needs to be changed. A helper looks at ways to help, whatever is needed the most. A provider immediately starts thinking of resources needed and how to get them. An organizer begins to think of all the details that need to be orchestrated to get the job done. What drives the way you work with a project that needs to be done? What ministry would use that drive? And then there's ministry environment. Not everyone likes to work in the same kind of environment. Some people thrive in crowds with all the buzz and excitement, where others like solitude and a quiet environment. Are you people-oriented or task-oriented? Do you like being on the front line, or do you like to be in the background doing your job? Do you like to work one-on-one or with a group? When you consider ministry preferences, consider what kind of environment do you like? And then consider your experience. You have work, hobbies, education, volunteering, family life. You have had a lifetime full of experience. What ministries could utilize these? And then there's experiences from life's stressful situations that you've gone through. Experiences like personal grief, medical or financial or emotional issues. These experiences were very stressful, but with God's help, you are now equipped in unique ways to minister to others that are going through the same stressful situations. In ministry, this empathy could be helpful in giving comfort, counseling, support, and witnessing about the love and grace of God in difficult situations. The ministry preference survey that you will take is about different kinds of ministries that you could be involved in with your church. The goal is to get you thinking outside the box, asking God to show you how to use your passions, skills, and experience for His purposes. I'm excited to see what doors God might be opening for you. God desires you to be busy in His kingdom. Ask Him, what should you be doing? Ask the Holy Spirit to guide you and give you a vision of what you could do. He has called you to serve Him. He has a ministry for you to do.